I was with Toastmaster Ahmed Al-Fardan, who is about to present in a while right now. And we were discussing as well the planning of the clubs. And both of us were having that same thought. Are we really planning for this year as club officers? Or are we planning for years to come from now? I'll leave the answer to you. My bet on that is we need to have a reason on whatever we do here as Toastmasters. We need to know what are we doing and why are we doing it. We need to shift our thinking on what is important. Yes, it is important to have a DCP. At the end of the year, it is important to celebrate that we are President Distinguished or we are President Distinguished Club. But is that it? Are we President Distinguished and maybe some of the club members are no longer with us? Are we President Distinguished and many of our members haven't reached their goals? That's a question as well to you to ponder on. Coming back to the officers, yes, we would be happy to have our club success plan. We would all gather as officers, draft a beautiful club success plan, and then we shelf it. Are we going to repeat this term as well? I'll leave that to you. My message to you, let's reshift our thinking. When we plan, let's plan for years to come. Let's plan for our successors from today. Let's have subcommittees as club officers. When we plan for DCPs, let's have meanings to the DCPs. Why are we having 4 getting L1, level 1 completions? We need to ask ourselves these questions. Are these what our members joining Toastmasters for? I left you with lots of questions. The answer should be, let's have quality in whatever we do. Thank you so much, all of you, all of the organizing committee. Everyone was supportive at any time. The dynamism that we have in the team. I don't want to mention names, so I don't forget some. But some of them, like Toastmaster Fikharuddin, at any time, any day, he is always available. Sometimes you need to tune down the energy, and Toastmaster Fikharuddin is one of those. He has tremendous energy. He wants to do anything. And this year, we managed to do the Arabic and the English hand-in-hand publication. So well done, Toastmaster Fikharuddin, and of course, Toastmaster Taqi, being also the hand-in-hand PR. DTM Sajita, yes, you are immediate past Division D director, but you were so instrumental with all of your experience and passion. Toastmaster Propoda, what a wonderful soldiers you have among us as the moderators behind the scene. DTM Srinivas, with all of your energy, wisdom, Toastmaster Srijit. I don't want to miss anyone, and of course, DTM Suresh. Thank you so much, all of you, all of those who I mentioned and I might not have mentioned. Thank you so much for delivering such wonderful event, and let's unite to reignite. And over to you, Toastmaster Atia.
Just feeling amazed to focus on your words of wisdom, your visionary perspectives, and clear-cut goals. Wishing you all success. Here comes another Toastmaster to address us. He is the synonym for success among the Toastmasters fraternity. Just like Julius Caesar, he comes, sees, conquers many minds, and starts new clubs. When he was a division director, his co-directors used to wonder about the magic wand he must be having, since he started many new clubs within no time. By qualification, he holds master's degree in computer science. By profession, he's into IT management. By interest, he is a Toastmaster. In 2018, he joined Toastmasters. In 2019, he was elected as AWIS 3 director. In 2020, He was elected as Division C Director and successfully made the division the first President's Distinguished Division in entire District 20 for the term 2020-21. Ladies and gentlemen, let us hear from our very charismatic CGD, Distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Jalal.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Athira Menon, for the great introduction. Let me recognize the presence of our District 20 Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Alifia Laktawala, SIMI District 20 Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah. I'm so happy that so far there's no confusion in our names. District 20 Admin Manager, Toastmaster BG Jittens, and I can also see our District PR Manager, DTM Ellen Paul, past, present, District Division Area Club ExCom officers, all the members of District 20, and especially all Toastmasters, the members who organized today's meeting. A very good morning to you all. First of all, let me thank you for your full trust and support in electing me as your Club Growth Director for this term. And let me tell you this, once you elect someone, that doesn't mean you forget him, just like a program quality director just mentioned that you plan and trash it. So don't trash me, continue your support with me during the entire term. And also let me wish you all a happy new Toastmaster term, which just started. Fair Toastmasters, let's check the facts. District 20 needs support, and it needs your support. And as your Club Growth Director, I need your full support and cooperation to achieve the goals and targets which we set or have for our members, ourselves, for the clubs, area, division, and eventually it will go to District 20 itself. I understand the situation and I understand the targets which we usually set are not easy, but they are not impossible. What we learn in this program, Club Officers Training Program, it prepares us for the challenges which we have for the coming term. We are attending the Club Officer Training, either we are already attended in the past or we have performed the role, or there will be new incomers who needs a lot of preparation and training. And I'm sure we're all here to support each other and work as one team. The least we need to ensure is we do not lose our members. We are here to take care of our members. If we take care of our members, they take care of us. So let's not lose our existing members, and let's not end up seeing a club which is being closed down. Let's help them to revive in whatever way possible. Because there's a reason why they have chartered the club. There's a reason why I've joined Toastmasters. So if we look at the reasons, review the reasons with them, I'm sure we will be able to achieve no loss of members and no club losses. Of course, looking at the numbers, what I see is on average, we need to complete our 2 DCPs. Our program coordinator just mentioned about the DCPs planning. The 2 DCPs which are related to the membership, if on average, each and every club get the 2 DCPs, that means add 8 new members without losing any members, I'm sure we will achieve the targets we have for this year. We have 9 divisions and we need 12 new clubs minimum. That means if we have 2 new clubs per division, we will achieve our targets. So I just said, let me summarize it. No loss of members, existing members, no loss of clubs, 8 new members in our clubs, and 2 clubs per division. If you work hard to achieve these targets, I'm sure we will be successful end of the term. I request all of you, all individuals, all the members, the ExCom, area directors, division directors to pay a close attention for these achievements so that we can celebrate our success towards the end of this term. And I look forward to all of your support as you've been always supporting me. Once again, I'm here to seek for your support so that we can celebrate a great term of 2021-2022. Thank you very much, and back to you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Athira.
Great to hear from you, dear CGD. And we wish you all the very best for this year to bring lots of tremors, changes, chases, and intelligent moves. Dear all, organizing a training event for the full District 20 is always a challenging task, as it requires meticulous planning, systematic coordination, and 100% commitment. I would like to welcome our Division D Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Suresh Babu, a person who knows the way and shows the way to others. He has proved that leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others, whose philosophy is, "This too shall pass." A committed, enthusiastic Toastmaster, a dynamic leader with a great sense of humor. May I invite Distinguished Toastmaster Suresh to address the esteemed audience.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for such a wonderful introduction. I wish my wife is attending this event. You are doing a great job, and I would like to book you in advance for our division Toastmasters annual conference. A dynamic District 20 Director, DTM Alifia, Program Quality Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, Club Growth Director, DTM Khalid Jalal, and immediate past Division D Director, DTM Sajita. Today's event chair, Toastmaster Srijit, district leaders, division directors, area directors, fellow Toastmasters, a fantastic Friday morning. Division D is very happy and honored to organize a Part 1 training for District 20. We express our gratitude to District 20 Program Quality Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah, for his valuable guidance and great motivation. For most of us, Friday is a family day. And today, it's no exception. This Friday is also family day. Toastmasters Family Day. Let me applaud for all your presence on a Friday morning. This shows your thirst for knowledge and learning. Most importantly, it shows your willingness to get out of your comfort zone. Indeed, life changes at the end of your comfort zone. And leadership is one such challenge which forces you out of such comfort zone. Why club officers training? For DCP points? That's not the only point. The importance is enough explained by our MC and other leaders. Let me highlight the core point. Cell phone may be part of your body, but cell is the fundamental unit of your body. When a cell gets what it requires, it is healthy. When cells are healthy, the whole body is healthy. Similarly, the basic unit of Toastmaster International is its member. If each and every club member gets his requirements fulfilled, the club can achieve excellence, which will result in the accomplishment of the mission of club, district, and Toastmasters International. Why train only the club officers, not all the Toastmasters? because the club officers are the leaders who can translate the club vision or mission to reality, to enrich the knowledge and convey the information that club officers need to fulfill the roles, and to equip them for enhancing the club quality and to lead teams successfully. We have workshop by excellent leaders and training by wonderful trainers for the club officers. Normally on Fridays, we do not work, but we do shop. And for a change, today we'll attend workshop. We have excellent leaders, workshop leaders trained up for today's workshop for enriching our knowledge on leadership and communication skills. A mind that is stretched to a new idea never returns to its original dimension, said Oliver Wendell Holmes. I am sure after this workshop and training, your mind will not be the same. Fellow Toastmasters, wish you all very happy learning and training. Back to Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you so much, DTM. Thank you so, hello. Thank you, DTM Suresh. Unite to reignite. A spark can ignite the fire of passion in you. Unleash your potentials. Do unite with our seasoned workshop leaders during the COT 1, powered by District 20, Division D on 2nd July, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. to trigger the unique spark. Get inspired, get motivated, get triggered into action. Unite to reignite. We have united here to get the sparks from 4 veteran workshop leaders. Let me take the privilege of inviting the first workshop leader, a member of the Bahrain Societies of Engineers Toastmasters Club, who has held various offices within the club executive committee, secretary, treasurer, VPM, VPE, and president, and served as the area director for Area 48, it's Area 4 right now, a Pathways guide role during the Pathways rollout, a person who's in love with watermelon. Guess who? Yes, it's Toastmaster Ahmed Fardan to lead the workshop Club Success Plan. I welcome you all to the workshop by Toastmaster Ahmed Fardan.
Thank you so much, Madam Master of Ceremonies, for the nice introduction. Toastmasters, dignitaries, DD, CGD, PQD, other division directors, and everyone, good morning and happy Friday. Meanwhile, let me share my screen. Club Success Plan. You think this is what the workshop is about? But let us begin.
Toastmaster Ahmed. Okay, there is a little bit of lag, but that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. We will start with something called Citralis vulgaris. Have you ever known such terminology? In my workshop, I'll be highly depending on the chat box. So to be engaged with the session itself, I'll utilize the chat box for that, because verbal discussion might consume the time and I don't want to take long from your time. Citralis vulgaris, it's not a magician word, and it's not something that you would imagine such as abracadabra, as we say, but it is a simple thing. It is the scientific name of the watermelon. Yes, when the MC said that a person who's in love with the watermelon, I think that's not accurate. I think it's crazy about watermelon. And who wouldn't love a watermelon, especially in such summer? When the weather is too hot, humidity is high, you need something that will hydrate you and keep you cool all the time. During my journey in Toastmasters in parallel, I love really farming. So I started growing watermelons plants, and my first experience didn't succeed. But my target is to get this watermelon with me, no matter how. So this was the way that I started planning with my team in the executive committee back when I was the president, the club success plan. How we can reach to a full juicy watermelon. How we can blend this, grow it, nurture it, and get the fruit in the end, get the watermelon. This is what all the session is about. By now, when you are in this session, you should know the Distinguished Club Program and Club Success Plan. How ironic it is. We are here talking about the Club Success Plan, and I'm telling you, you should know the Club Success Plan, but we will get to that part. The dashboard of the club officers, which is in the Leadership Central of the TI website, and the Toastmasters Educational Program. Because we are using now pathways, not the old system. So I try to always not to say pathways when it comes to workshops. I always remind you that this is the core of Toastmasters. Since our organization, it's an educational organization, this is the educational program, not to get confused. So we have objectives. Since we have an experienced Toastmasters, I'm sure, here in the audience, who have been club officers many times, and now again, they are willing to serve as club officers. And we have newly elected officers for the first time, and we have in between as well. So my objectives is not to teach you the terminologies of within the club success plan, and not to tell you just normal techniques, but it's all about sharing. And I'll be depending also on the seniors to share the experience with the juniors. We're all here just to share. But we will share within a certain specific studied flow. For a club success plan, we are in 3 categories. First, we need to recognize the importance of it. Otherwise, as a president, you will be following up with your officers, nagging on them, fill your part, do this, do that. But there is no motivation to do so unless if you know the cause, the reasons, the importance of having such a plan, recognizing the advantages of such things, then assessing the plan that you are having, the club situation, reality, moments of truth, etc. then how we can develop the plan? We will just not have the plan and leave it submitted to the area director before 15th of August, and that's it. No, we should have a certain development. We will go through these 3 phases during this workshop. So our objectives from this workshop is to recognize, to assess, and then develop. Let's take a quick quiz. And instead of going and reviewing the terminologies within the club success plan and this distinguished club program, we will have a little chit chat. In this, you are allowed here for a verbal communication. If someone wants to speak, you can directly speak. So I've screenshotted from the dashboard for certain clubs that I already raised the area number, the club charter date, in order not to know the club, which club is this. So my question to you, with this information given to you from the dashboard, my point here, I want you to answer, who knows, I want you to answer in order for anyone who doesn't know to get such information, such ideas about the dashboard itself, about certain terminologies that we are using here in the dashboard, and the goals that the Distinguished Club program is having. So my first question is this club is the Distinguished Club? And if it is recognized as a Distinguished Club, it is in which level of recognition? Anyone?
No, it is not.
It is not. How do you know?
Because they are only 13 members. They were supposed to be minimum 20 because their base is 20.
Base. Huh. So we have mentioned a membership base. Focus on such thing. Okay. The other thing.
They are minimum 2 goals only achieved, not even 5, even if they were 20.
So we have points as well, other than the membership base. So thank you, Toastmaster. What's your name?
Murali Manohar, Annadat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali. But here, let's focus on such thing. Toastmaster Ali mentioned 2 different things, which is the points in the DCB itself. We have here up to 10 points. 6 goes to the education part, 2 to the membership, and 2 for administration, which is one of them is the training that we are attending right now. So we have level of recognition. If you see in the dashboard, we have distinguished, selected distinguished, presidents distinguished. These goals or these numbers out of 10. If you get 9 or 10 out of 10, you are a president's distinguished club. 7 or 8, you are selected distinguished club. 5 or 6, you are a distinguished club. Below that, you don't get recognition within this system of reward and recognition that's coming from TI. The other thing the Toastmaster mentioned is the membership base. Membership base, it's not actually directly within the points mentioned there for grading, but it's called a qualifying requirement. We have different qualifying requirements. One of them, the club should be in good standing. And there are different meanings. If we go to the governing documents and TI, what do we mean if we are saying the club in good standing? So one of the club is in good standing. This is for the qualifying requirements. The other thing is the membership base. We have a rule here that says that you should have minimum of 20 or there is and it's a growth of 5 new members. For example, I started this year with the 10 members, but my membership base means when I started this term, 1st of July, yesterday, how many members I had? 10 members. By the end of this term, which is June 30 of 2022, I should have at least 15. See here, a net growth of 5 new members, okay, which is 15. This is membership year end, we call it. to get a recognition or to get to be recognized if I'm achieving 5 or higher points within the Distinguished Club program. So the second thing is the membership base, the membership year end as well. These are the qualifying requirements. We'll go to another example. What about this club? Anyone can tell me if it's
Not qualified.
Not qualified?
Yes,
Why?
because they are 26 and they are 17 now. They should have at least 20 minimum. That is the minimum requirement, first requirement.
But they have met 9 goals out of the DCB points.
They are all secondary. The primary is, they should have minimum 20.
Okay, you are right. I wouldn't frame it in such way. They are the main goals. What I want to reach here, it's all connected. We are like in a safe net. If our education is very high and the club quality is very high, but the membership retention is low, we do have a problem. We will not be recognized here. So in my planning, when it comes to the club success plan, if I plan for all the 6 educational goals and I've achieved it more than what is required in the DCB points, as it shows in this club, but still I'm not recognized for such efforts that I have applied. Administration-wise, the club officers, they have attended both trainings, 7 out of 7, and like they have updated the club officers list on time, renewals on time, and everything they have done perfectly, except they do have a weakness in the club membership retention. Here we do have a problem as well. So when it comes to planning the goals within the club success plan itself, we should consider that all the points matters. So we should keep, again, from this quiz, we are learning that there are qualifying requirements we should pay attention to. This is number 1. What are the qualifying requirements? The membership retention requirement, which is the membership base and the membership year end. The club should be in good standing, such as, for example, in the middle of the term or by the end of the term. 5 days ago, from now, I'm today, okay, 5 days ago, one of the clubs, for example, the secretary didn't renew his or her membership. What will happen? The club is still in not a good standing mode. We do have a problem. I'm just giving an example. So this, the club should be in good standing. We should pay attention to the membership and achieve at least 5 goals or 5 points out of the DCB. As discussed, we have 6 for education and 2 for membership and 2 for training. I can discuss these in details, but I'll leave it for the open discussion because this is not my objective from the workshop. Just going through a glimpse of the DCB, which is the Distinguished Club Program, and the Club Success Plan, and the importance, showing the importance of planning. Showing the importance of planning through having different sectors, different things, different requirements, all together will give us a successful club. I cannot have too many members while the education-wise, they are not pursuing their educational paths. At the same time, I cannot have like very high quality and only 2 or 3 members in the club. So the equation should be balanced. Let's discuss now. What are the common issues? I want to hear from you. What are the issues? If you're shy and don't want to talk verbally here, you can just write it in the chat box. I will monitor it now. Okay.
Dear Mohammed, I want to ask you a question based on your last comments. Can I ask you?
Yes. Go ahead.
See, if the club has net growth of more than 5, starting of the year 2020 and ending in 2021 June, starting to ending, if the net growth is more than 5 or more than 5, then the membership base of 20, that condition does not appear, it does not apply. Am I right? No need of 20. If I grew from 12 to 17. If I started the year with 12 members and I ended with 17 members, that is a net growth of 5. Correct?
If you started the term with 10 membership base of 10,
or 12. Let's say I
12.
started- yes, and ended the year with 17.
You are qualified.
I'm qualified. So this 20, no need of this 20 limit. Yeah.
No, either you minimum is 20 or net growth of 5. For example, if
Okay.
you started 17, you don't have to have a net growth of 5. Minimum is 20. Once you
Okay.
reach a 3 plus 3 members, which is 20, khas, you are qualified.
Well, you're
If
qualified.
you
Okay.
start, for example, 11, you should end up with 16 minimum. This is the minimum requirements.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. So I want to ask you about this question. What were the most common issues you had? Some of you have been an officers. Some of you participated in the club success plan previously, in the previous years. What were the most common issues that you had?
Toastmaster Ahmed.
Yes, Toastmaster Maram.
The most common issue that we faced was members, adding more members, because when we approached a lot of guests, they were always preferring the physical meetings instead of the online. So they were always saying that once you go physical, please invite us back. So the goal that we struggled with meeting was the adding the membership or increasing our membership.
Okay, this is one of the hardships that we are facing, which is mostly, especially here in our district, in our region, in total, also not in our district, which is the membership retention, as Toastmaster Maram mentioned, which is saving the members, at least, increasing the retention of the existing members that we are having. And the pandemic of COVID-19 really affected that. We can see such thing. So membership retention, thank you, Toastmaster Maram. And other than that, anyone here?
Yes, I have another problem that we had was just getting officers to actually do their job.
Toastmaster Sandy, you seem far away from the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, so one of the problems is just getting the club officers to do their jobs. Many of them felt, disconnected with the online environment.
So it's the problem of the online environment and not meeting in person, as Toastmaster Maram also mentioned. This is another thing. Okay.
I have on this one club success plan. When as a new club is formed or members are new, they are not aware of their roles and responsibility to make this club success plan. If they're aware of this one, so they can give the input. All the role players or all the committee, if they understand their roles, so it will be success. This is what I would like to know. Maybe some of the knowledge they have missing.
Okay, so there is a knowledge gap. You feel that there is a knowledge gap between the officers to members or between the officers themselves?
Between the officers and between the members, and the whole idea, while it's a new club or it's a new member, they are not aware of this one, what is about club success plan, or it is not communicate with them and not giving awareness to how it can be success, the plan.
Right on. So we go back again to the objectives itself. If you remember, we have 3 things or 3 phases, which is recognize, assess, develop. In recognition, we do have such issue as you mentioned. We don't recognize the essentiality of having such a plan and going through it again and again, periodically. So now we know that there are issues and different issues. Okay. I'm trying, because of the huge number of the audience, I'm trying to go between the chat box and the verbal talk here. Okay, so we do have issues we recognize that there is issues when it comes to the points mentioned in the club success plan, which is the membership retention. Nowadays, our circumstances having COVID-19 and meeting online. In the same time, we do have a problem or a knowledge gap and knowing or showing the importance of having such a plan and reviewing it. We do have problems. Now, what are the risks? We do have a club success plan now. We know that there are problems in it, or problems we are not in it in the plan itself that we have made, but in the circumstances, in the surroundings, in our situation right now. What are the risks if we just leave it and not refine the plan? We'll just go with it. We'll not review the plan again. We'll not edit it as per required, and we'll not review it periodically. What will happen? In my home club, we have made the plan. We have submitted to the area director, but we don't feel that we are not obliged anymore to go and review such a plan. What will happen? No one will come and question us about it. We are running the club.
You will find near the time that you're not getting the points of success plan points that you should have, and you could even lose out on certain points.
Can you elaborate on lose out?
Well, for example, I know we planned for certain members to do a certain number of speeches, and for one reason or another, they did not get to do the speeches. The education points would have been affected because they needed to get to a certain level, and they did not. Or they would not have if we had not caught that, hold on, we need so many level 2s or level 3s, that kind of thing. So then we could quickly rectify. You always have, if you have a plan, you have to review it, monitor it, review it. I can't remember what the cycle is. Well,
okay, with the situation that, sorry, but if you, with this situation that you have mentioned, what could be on the long term the consequences of such having such thing?
Sorry, the consequence of reviewing or not reviewing?
If not reviewing. Now, we need, as you mentioned, we are lacking of members that who are achieving, for example, these levels and etc. On the long run, what are the consequences?
Well, that would suggest that the members are not growing, they're not achieving the goals they set out, because people have come to Toastmasters to achieve certain goals, and it means those particular people are not achieving, or we're not fulfilling our promise to support them to achieve certain things, if it's leadership or communication.
And if they are not achieving, what will happen to them?
They'll leave. They will leave. They will leave.
And what will happen eventually?
Club numbers go down. Then you have to have coaches, and
Sorry.
So all right.
Didier Muhammad, it will finally lead to the closure of the club, because such clubs will not exist and people will leave. So this is what would happen.
As you have mentioned, and Toastmaster Dayan, sorry for these interruptions. Maybe I'm not the IT moderator. I cannot organize such protocols or things within the meeting itself. But yeah, what you have mentioned, yeah, it is the right thing. On the long term, the closure of the club. How many clubs in our district each year is getting suspended? Why? We go back, see where we came from the club success plan. Only the risks of not reviewing it. On the long run, this is what will happen eventually. And unfortunately, you know what happened to me? When I didn't do and take all the precautions in mind, and I just left my watermelon, I provided all the conditions that it needed to grow, and I kept it there, and I didn't reevaluate the surroundings and the conditions around that watermelon. Unfortunately, this is what happens. It breaks. I have to evaluate for the watermelon itself. It needs certain watering level. If I increase little bit, the inner side or the inner, the core of the watermelon itself, it will expand more than the outer layer. It will cause a break. I lost my fruit. I lost the club. I lost many things. And this shows the importance of having the club success plan. It is something essential. It is something required from you, not only to submit it to the area director, but it is for you in the end, for you and for your clubs. You gave a promise in the installation ceremony, and today you have to keep up with that promise. So ladies and gentlemen, we know why we should have a club success plan and why we should reassess it from time to time. Now, this is 2 objectives already done. To the 3rd objective, which is improving how we develop the plan itself. Yeah, the middle management are the most important part of any organization. The first person who is in touch with you as a district officer is your area director. He's the closest person who can come to you and help you out. He is the first point in touch between the club and the district. Always refer to your area director. I have been an area director and I have seen that the clubs, when they come to you, when they are reaching out, and you as an area director going back to them and always following up with what they needed, not solving the tiny details and doing a micromanagement. This wouldn't solve the issue, but helping out through the club success plan. Review it with them periodically. You review it with your area director. A mutual cooperation will cause a better plan and more like efficient plan that will affect the performance of the club and going through it all the term here, all the term long. Review, reconsider, revise your club success plan periodically. This is how you improve. We recognize the importance of having it, the club success plan. We assessed it throughout the year, throughout the Toastmaster year term, and we are developing it from that assessment. We will not just assess it and leave it. We have to check, follow up with the members. And that's why you will get a successful club. Distinguished Toastmaster PQD, Khalid, mentioned that we already spoke with it. And it was a recent discussion this week. Having such a plan and going on it all the term will not only create a good pipeline, it will create a good pipeline for the next terms as well. For my club, for example, when we reached the President's Distinguished Club, it wasn't all my efforts as a president. It was the efforts of my team and that term, and the previous team in the previous term, and the previous team also before them. It is all accumulated. We cannot, any Toastmaster year, in any Toastmaster year, the district team, the club's teams, they cannot start from scratch. They cannot start from zero and reach to the highest level. What we are doing is creating a leadership pipeline. We are creating education pipeline throughout the terms in order to reach the highest thing. How Toastmasters will grow? If the club will grow. How districts will grow and achieve smoothly distinguished recognition if they're having distinguished clubs. It all starts with you. You are the base of Toastmasters. And believe me, it is so amazing to gain the fruit. And the previous officers of the last term that we just ended, they know, they taste the feeling of the victory when they have achieved something. I will show you just how I felt when finally I could grow it and harvest it. It's a whole after 3 years of trials. And this is with the family. Excuse the other things. Still, you will not get a full red fruit from the beginning, but you have to believe in the way that you are walking, the path that you have taken. This is the right path that you have taken. This will lead to your club success in the end. That's why our lovely PQD have introduced 2 lovely awards within the PQD awards for this year, for this Toastmasters year. One is C8, which is if you submit the club success plan and the club activity calendar that will be shared as well by the PQD in the chat box, you will get a ribbon for the club, as well as it has to be before 15th of August. And to sustain it, remember, we are keeping development. See, so we recognize what is the essentiality of having such a plan as the BQD did, and then to review it, the clubs that action 80% of a planned calendar activities by end of 2021 or 2022, a ribbon for the club banner, 2021, sorry. So here, like BQD is giving you more motivation. Cope up with these plans, do it, redo it, and again, you will succeed with your club, with your plan, with your officers, and the club will go to a higher or reach to higher bars. Having said that, yeah, with the watermelon, you'll have liked it. Inshallah, next time I will share it with you when all this pandemic is over. Any questions, any thoughts, anything that you want to share? I don't know if the time allows or no. Oh, already I've exceeded my time. DTM Khalid, Abdullah, our BQD have shared already the club calendar within the chat box and the Distinguished Club program. And the club success plan within the same file, 2.98 megabyte. This is the file for club success plan. If you have any question, anything, you can reach out to me at any time. I'm more than happy to help. And remember, recognize, assess, develop. Having said that, back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Wonderful session indeed, Toastmaster Ahmed Fardan. And please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation.
Thank you very much.
Next workshop leader, of course.
MC Atira,
Toastmaster.
can I just interrupt you for a minute? The speaker has a different timing requirement. I have sent a message to the timer. Can I ask you to confirm? Because the speaker wants different timing.
Sure.
Timer TM Alangovan, have you seen my chat message? TM Alangovan?
I didn't see the chat message.
Can you just check my chat? Speaker is requesting a different timing indication. Or can I just tell you right away?
1 minute, 1 minute. You can tell me straight away to me so that I will note it down.
Okay, it's 15. Alan Paul is the next speaker, right, Antira?
Yeah, I got it. I got
Actually, this Hisham Jeffrey.
Okay, then fine. Hisham, no change. Alan Paul wanted a different timing.
Alan Paul, I noted down. No, don't worry. Alan Paul, I noted down.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Back to you, MC.
Thank you. Next workshop leader, of course, no guesses there. As I just now said, it is Distinguished Toastmaster Hisham Jeffrey. I believe there is no Toastmaster in Bahrain who doesn't know this Toastmaster, most definitely. He has been a Toastmaster for 7 years and is the past president of the Sri Lanka Club Symposium Toastmasters, the third oldest club in Bahrain. He has been a professional trainer, mentor, and coach for the last 17 years, training clients in Sri Lanka, Bahrain, Dubai, Jordan, Kuwait, and Saudi. He's a lifelong lover of literature and language and enjoys reading as a hobby. An auditor accountant, analyst, and advisor covering KPMG, Colombo Stock Exchange, EY, and BIBF. He's a lifelong fan of books and the beauty of language. Let us welcome distinguished Toastmaster Hisham with a big round of virtual applause to conduct the workshop Moments of Truth.
Good morning, everyone. Since it's Friday and since all travel restrictions have been removed, would you like to fly to Dubai with me? So let's take a small trip for 55 seconds and then we'll come back to Moments of Truth.
There's a lot to like. The sights, the sounds, the crowd, the madness, the best part of town. Because this is my kind of madness. My kind of crowd. My kind of sounds. My kind of sights. My kind of
It's not an
living.
advertisement for the hotel, but that each of our clubs, advertisement or marketing for the quality of our programs. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, District 20. It is such a pleasure to be with you once more on this wonderful Friday morning to share with you a little bit on Moments of Truth, which is a powerful tool to assess, evaluate, and to analyze the strength of your club quality. What I want to do with you today centers around one key principle. And as we saw in the video, when someone enters your meeting, they must be able to say, this is my kind of club, my kind of people, my kind of education, my kind of training, and my kind of future. This is the type of club that I want to spend 2 hours a day, twice a month for the rest of my life. You may already have a high quality club education program. But as we know, perfection is not a destination, it is a perpetual journey. Toastmasters Moments of Truth helps you to continuously improve your high quality education program. Moments of Truth is a moment, an episode, a situation, an email, a WhatsApp, where a Toastmaster comes to touch with a magical moment in one of your meetings. One of the moments of truth that I had experienced in my professional experience came from my previous employer, Ernst & Young. When I was promoted as a manager, I was sent to training, and one of the directors called me and he said, remember, now you are no longer an employee of the firm. Imagine that. You are on training and the director says you are no longer an employee of the firm. He goes on to say, you are now an executive of the firm. Professionally, to me, that was a moment of truth because it brought home the fact that now you don't work for a salary. Now you work to extend the brand of the company. The same thing applies in Toastmasters as well. And last year when I attended the club officer training for president, distinguished Toastmaster Imtiaz Ahmed said something that completely changed my view on the executive committee. That was a moment of truth. And what he said was, Toastmasters is a volunteer organization until you are elected to the ExCom. That was a moment of truth. And with credit to the distinguished Toastmaster Imtiaz, I have used that in every officer induction that I have ever done from that day onwards. That is a moment of truth, a moment, a pinprick of magic where your thinking transforms and a bond is created between your club and the guest or Toastmaster who is experiencing it. What I want to cover with you today is the introduction, which we have just spoken about. And I want you to make a promise, because I will share with you a powerful piece of paper. It's a 3-page document. It was originally a PDF. We have converted it to Microsoft Word for you. And I want you to make the promise that you will complete this paper as an individual of the executive committee and then meet as an executive committee to discuss what this paper is telling you, because that will supercharge what Brother Ahmed just spoke about, the club success plan. Do the moments of truth in a powerful manner, and you will have a memorable club success plan to plan for 2, 3, 4 years in advance. Then we'll cover the big 6, the 6 main factors that cover the moments of truth. And as with all good, high quality, excellent world-class training, we must have the examination. Right? So at the end of it, I will ask you to do a small examination. Aha! If you remember the story about Archimedes, he jumped out from the bathtub, forgot where he was and what he was doing, started running on the road, forgot one very important thing, that he was not wearing any clothes. The moment of realization was so powerful that Archimedes forgot where he was, who he was, and what he was doing. A moment of truth is an aha moment. A moment of truth is a moment of magic. And when you are consistently, constantly able to create these moments of truth, you will not have membership problems. You will not have education problems. The DCP will be a matter of course. It will not be an issue. Vince Lombardi, the famous coach from the National Football League, said, if you fix the culture, the score will take care of itself. If you take care of the moments of truth, that magic will supercharge your club success plan. So if you'd like to hear more about it, let's move on to the next slide. Toastmasters Moments of Truth has 6 components. The first impression, in this particular environment, under this cloud of COVID-19, we still have a huge silver lining. And that is that now we are not constrained by physical or geographical boundaries. You can travel to any meeting in the world without taking an aeroplane or without having a visa requirement. The same applies to your club. In terms of the conversation that you have, in terms of the invitation, the agenda, the entry to the meeting, the greetings, the welcoming, the introductions, all of this is a moment of truth for the person who is witnessing it. How well do you strategize and leverage this moment to initiate, attract, and grab the attention of that guest, so that instead of you saying, please become a member, the guest says, this is a club that I want to be a member of. That's number 1. We'll speak about it in detail in a little while. The membership orientation. To paraphrase Abraham Lincoln, Toastmasters is a club of the members, by the members, for the members. Unlike many other organizations, Toastmasters centers around education, primarily leadership and communication. So if a man is hungry and you give him a fish today, he'll be full today. But if you teach a man or woman to fish, they will never go hungry ever again. The membership orientation is critical because when you train and teach and mentor and coach these new members, they are able to take your legacy forward. In the previous workshop, there was a question that was raised saying that new members are unable to fill in the club success plan because they don't know the terms, the techniques, the jargon, the technology in the club success plan. That is a moment of truth, because this happens through membership orientation, fellowship, variety, and communication. When you look at the posters, the videos, the meeting minutes and agendas that get circulated around District 20, you will see a vast amount of creativity. You will see a huge amount of effort that is being put in to make sure that that friendly fellowship, variety of the agenda, and strength of communication is always epitomized. And that has been a feature of District 20 clubs. In other words, the success of point number 3 comes from avoiding sameness. As we do in a presentation or speech, it's always nice to have surprises. And the same thing applies to your club education program. Avoid sameness. Meeting of organization and program planning. Leadership is about culture and strategy, your mindset and your footsteps, what you think and how you walk. Because where you go is determined before you get there. So it's important that the education plan, the culture, the mission of the club is set by the executive committee at the beginning. And then every step you take should contribute towards getting to that unique culture. For example, 3 years ago at my home club, we decided that we will not plan for 1 year, but we will plan 3 years ahead. And as one of the previous speakers mentioned, with this pre-planning, you are able to plan the education and the leadership, allowing you to have succession planning, allowing you to have a long-term mentoring program, and allowing you not to stress the member for that year's DCP, but rather to train the member for a long-term journey in the Toastmasters program. Membership strength, something that probably every single club struggles with as of 2nd of July, 2021. Because even though communication is probably the most important skill in this COVID-19 environment, and virtual and online presenting is probably the most important skill in this pandemic time period, still we have this complaint: I don't want to attend virtual Toastmasters meeting. Isn't there a huge disconnect? In this environment where virtual presenting should be the most critical skill, why do members refuse to come to a club that teaches that very skill? Is it a problem with the program, or is it a problem in the way we portray the program? That is a moment of truth. And then finally, we are an organization that recognizes achievements. And one of my favorite quotes is, achievements are not measured by what was achieved, but rather by what was sacrificed. Because in order to reach the top, you would have stumbled and fallen and got wounded all the way up the mountain. And that is how you set the building blocks of a successful club success program. Now, these are the 6 building blocks, the pillars on which we build moments of truth. It opens our eyes to what happens in the meeting from a completely different angle. It's important for us to do this once a year, once every 3 years, as regular as you like. But it's important for us to have a formal method of evaluating the moments of truth. With that in mind, I want to share something with you on the chat group. And let me send this to you now. I have for you a Word document that is titled Moments of Truth. That is titled Moments of Truth. So I will ask the IT moderator to share it on the chat group. Mr. IT moderator, if you would please share it for me. Thank you. During the course of this presentation, I want you to open this Word document. I want you to open this Word document, and particularly, I want you to fill this document, because there are two things. First of all, there is a rating scale. 1 is the worst, 5 is the best. During the course of this discussion, during the course of this workshop, I want you to have this document open, and I want you to fill this document with the ratings that you see. So with regard to guests greeted warmly and introduced to officers, is it a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1? Convenient meeting location, is your club rating 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1? Guests invited to speak to the club, what is your club rating? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that's an editable Word document. I want you to know this rating. And in the next few minutes that we will be together, I want you to listen to me, but at the same time, have this document open. And as we discuss, as an officer of your club, as an executive of your club, I want you to reflect, think, and then rate and rank your club experience. And that's the promise that I want from you. Today, you do this individually, and the next executive committee meeting that you have, I'd really like for you to share these with your 7 ExCom members and discuss what this moment of truth unveils for you. So I hope I have your promise. Let us go back to our slides. And that's the promise that I want to expect from you. You must promise right now that you will complete this exercise and discuss the results at your very next ExCom meeting and incorporate them into the club success plan. One of my favorite quotes is, progress is better than perfection, because you will never reach perfection. But a consistent commitment to make my meeting better, 1% every time, means in 100 meetings, your club will be 100% better than what it is today. 100 meetings is 4 years. So in 4 years, you will be able to completely transform and make your club double what it is today, if you commit to improving just 1% every meeting. So if you can create one magic moment every meeting, in 4 years, you will have not 1, not 10, not 50, but 100 magic moments that a guest will be completely dazzled by, and you will never have a problem attracting members and guests to your membership roster. And your VP membership role will be the most sought after in the executive committee roles. So this is the promise that I want to get from you. So I've shared with you this Word document. I hope you have it with you. You can open it. It's an editable form. There are 38 blank boxes. There are 38 blank boxes. So if you give each one a maximum ranking of 5, your club can reach the maximum ranking of 190. So if you reach 190, the question is, we are excellent. What can we do to become truly world-class, the #1 club in the world? If you reach 100 or 90 or 50, then you can ask yourself, okay, what do we do now? Because as many people say, the biggest room in the house is the room for improvement. If you are reaching 100, 120, 130, then you can ask yourself, what can I learn from the other clubs that I can really bring home to my club, and in order to make my experience a true moment of, because remember, innovation is great, but imitation is faster. And as Toastmasters, we can learn from the best practices out there in District 20. So how well do you think your own club executive club, so how well do you think your club will rank? 100, 120, 100?
We lost our presenter, DTM Srinivas. Could you please call the presenter? And meanwhile, Toastmaster Atira, if you can.
I do apologize for that.
Or
I'm back. You can't get rid of me that easily. So this is a moment of truth for the next club officer training organizers. Please ensure that the presenters, at least for the weekend, are given a nice internet package. So this is a moment of truth. And I always tell to my clients that the currency of the future is not anything else. It is electricity and the internet. So if you have electricity and if you have the internet, you can really change the world. So let's move on with what we were speaking about. First impressions. Ready? I hope you're ready to rank your club. Guests are greeted warmly and introduced to the officers and members. Primarily, this is the role of the Sergeant at Arms. But remember, welcoming to the club is not limited to the Sergeant at Arms. Anybody and everyone who is there can make that welcoming. So do you take this seriously and do you leverage on it to create that moment of magic for the guest who is attending? In the physical meetings, we have guest books and name tags. But in the virtual meeting, we don't lack for that. You can rename them as guests, or you can rename them as welcome guests, something. Share the virtual background on the chat group, share the agenda on the chat group, create that personal connection to make sure we know you are there and you are welcome to our meeting. In the physical, you have a professionally arranged meeting room. But in the virtual, we don't lack for it. You have virtual backgrounds. You have your club banner displayed, and something that we always are proud of in District 20, are you professionally attired and creating that impression in the minds of the guest? Is it a convenient meeting location? In the physical environment, we speak about parking, we speak about where it is located. But in the virtual environment, are you using Zoom, Teams, Skype? Which is the methodology that you're using? Is it convenient? Is it reachable? Is it accessible? And is it comfortable? When the guests arrive, remember, everyone comes to Toastmasters to speak out. So is this opportunity given to the guests to introduce themselves at the beginning? And then very importantly, to give a few thoughts at the end of the meeting, whether it's the Master of Ceremonies or the President, this is an important point. And then finally, are the guests invited to join the club? Do you do it? How do you do it? Do you have a formal, consistent method, a script of inviting the guests? This is a moment of truth. So I hope you're rating your club. I hope you're ranking your club. This is the first of 6 moments of truth. We'll complete the 5 and then we will wrap up. Moment of truth number 2, membership orientation. The month of September is dedicated to new member orientation. And it's really important that we don't lose sight of the fact that Toastmasters is a training and education oriented club. So we come to Toastmasters to become better outside Toastmasters, to be able to speak, lead, talk, communicate, present better outside in our professional work environment. Is my club education program offering me this training? Is there a formal induction to new members? I will never forget my induction because my club had the culture to make sure that it was like a wedding. And that came from the mentors of the club. And that came from the founders of the club. So when that culture comes through, you make sure that the induction of the new member is a special occasion. There is a script, there is an officer. In the physical meeting, there can be a pin. In the virtual meeting, there can be a joining certificate, whichever it is. But is the induction of the new member made to be a special situation? Is a mentor assigned? Is the mentor matched? Is there thought being put into the matching of the mentor and the protege? Have you discussed the Pathways program with the member? When they do the icebreaker, are they just giving an introduction, or have they registered, enrolled, selected a path, gone through the level 1 and shared the evaluation resource with the evaluator? This is a moment of truth. So I hope your club ranks very high on the ranking. Have you had a conversation with the member assessing their development needs? Is it communication, leadership, fellowship, or is it mentoring? What is the requirement of the member? Have you discussed needs of any special situations? And in the virtual environment, this would be hybrid meetings. Have you assigned the speaking roles? Do you have a systematic education plan where at least for the next 3 meetings, the member knows what he or she is required to do? Is it table topics master? Is it evaluator? Is it speaker? And then, is the member involved in the club activities, fun activities, education activities, planning activities, speaking activities? Because like a great fire, like a great campfire, you get based on what you give. More fuel results in more heat. Number 3, is there fellowship, variety, and communication? Do you greet the guests warmly? Are your meetings enjoyable and educational? Do you live up to the fact that we learn best in moments of enjoyment? If so, then you will never have a problem attracting new members to your club. Do you have regularly scheduled fun activities, social events? What is the degree of participation in area, district, and international events? In terms of speaking, competing, in terms of organization, and in terms of giving leadership. How much do you promote this to your membership? Do you have inter-club events? Do you create a camaraderie between your area? Is your club newsletter and the website updated regularly? Because this is how you publicize the high quality program you have in the club. And the next one is program planning and meeting organization. This is a big part of the Toastmasters training, because our agenda, our education plan has to be meticulously planned, because that's the training that we get. If you're faithful in the small things, the big things will take care of themselves. So do you plan the agenda? Is it publicized in advance? Are members ready and equipped to carry out all assignments? Are the projects from Pathways, or do you have many non-project speeches? Do the meetings begin on and end on time? This is a crucial moment of truth. How do you leverage on table topics in order to create that atmosphere of fun and learning? Do you give positive and helpful evaluations, useful and practical evaluations? How does your membership strength look like? Do you have 20 or more members? And one of the main reasons we say 20 members is because that gives you the financial strength to carry out regularly scheduled meetings with no financial burden. What plan do you have to retain members? We always have plans to get new members, but do you really focus on retaining the existing members? That's a moment of truth. Do you promote your club to the company, the community, and the wider society that you're part of? Do they know that your club exists, it serves, and it entertains? That's a moment of truth. Are your programs varied, exciting? Are you recognizing that new members are sponsored by existing members? Is that recognition given? Are they registered, and are they getting the badge from PMI? And do you compete? Do you take part in the membership building programs? Beat the clock, talk up Toastmasters. These are to build up our strength. And the final one, the one thing that Toastmasters does, or one of the many things that Toastmasters does that other organizations fail to do: achievement recognition, pins, certificates, ribbons, recognition. So do you award applications? Do you send them to World Headquarters? Do you support the members in their educational awards? Is the progress chart for Toastmaster of the Year or for regular monitoring, is it displayed and maintained by the Secretary and the Vice President of Education? Do you recognize this in any other business session of your meetings? Do you virtually or physically raise that member's achievement and say, you have contributed to our club? Thank you. Do you recognize the whole as yourself as the home club of the area director, the division director, or any other leadership position? Because the leader was fostered on the foundation of that club. So it's important that we recognize that leadership. Do you publicize on the Facebook, the Instagram, the club members' achievement? And do you use the DCP plan? And do you recognize once someone has actually contributed to the plan? These are the 6 facets of the diamond that we call moments of truth. My concluding words to you are: Toastmasters is unique. The club experience is unique. Your Toastmasters club experience is unique. Take the maximum advantage of it, because you are unique and everyone wants to be part of something that's unique. Remember, don't forget your promise to fill in the Word document and take it to your next executive committee meeting. Make every moment of truth a formal promise to the member or guest that this is just the beginning. There's a lot more where that came from. And this is my kind of club, my kind of program, my kind of magic. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. So don't waste a second in making the best first impression. Thank you. Have a nice Friday. God bless you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Amazing interactive session, DTM Hisham. No wonder you have great fans. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation. Great leaders don't set out to be a leader. They set out to make a difference. It's never about the role, but about the goal. This leader is a goal setter and always strives to achieve it. He has unleashed his potentials to the benefit of a district and division programs and events, and has already made his footprints unerasable on the sands of Toastmasters. Presenting the very enthusiastic, innovative Toastmaster, our incoming District Public Relations Manager, DTM Alan Paul, to lead the workshop, Prospect Member Journey. Prospect Member Journey by distinguished Toastmaster Alan Paul.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for that warm introduction. I hope you can see my screen. Okay, yes, there I am. Great, thank you. Now, we know of many guests attending our meetings, right? But some of them never show up after that. Ever wonder why? Today, I'm not going to be giving you a presentation of why that is happening. Today, we are going to have a discussion. That's right. We are going to hear from some of you experienced members about what you're doing right, and others will get to hear about your experience so that they can incorporate the same. Today, we are going to walk in the shoes of our prospective members and think about how we can convert these prospective members into members. So are you all ready? Now, before I begin, I'll show you what the outline of the presentation is. After completing this session, you will be able to recognize the different phases of a prospective member journey, because today you're going to walk in their shoes. Remember, you're going to identify critical activities during a prospective member journey, and identify the resources as well to engage these prospective members during their journey. And by meeting these objectives, you, the club officers, will be able to plan how to grow your clubs through strategies and support these members at each phase of their journey. So you can keep the chat going. I want to see the chat being very active, because like I told you earlier, this is going to be a discussion. I wouldn't just want to be presenting over here. I would like to hear your thoughts as well. Thank you. I can see the comments are starting already. Okay, so we will not be having a breakout room during this session because of time constraints and the other things, but nevertheless, we are still going to have an activity that is being planned. All right, now this is the activity. The moderator will share the book with you soon, not now, later on, because I'm just telling you what is going to happen during this session. We are going to go through different activities and the different stages of a prospective member journey. And you are going to identify what these different stages are and how we can get better. So if you see here, these are the 4 stages of a prospective member journey. Before I start explaining all of them, I would like to ask you all a few questions. All right. First question. How do prospective members find your club? We can put it on chat. How do the members find your club? For me, I got to know from a friend of mine who recommended me to Toastmasters International. Tawfiq is talking about flyers. That's a great thing. Word of mouth. That's great, Sandy. Mostly unique, yeah, from the community, social media. People are aware about that. Yes, keep it going. That's great. And why? Now that they find your club, why do prospective members decide to join your club? That is my next question. I'm asking these questions because I want you to think about them so that we get into detailed discussion about them. Why would they join? They feel welcome, exactly. A good impression, motivating, getting to know new members. Yes, they experience something different, right? They see the value. That's great. So there are many reasons to join your different clubs. Exactly. Now, what does your club do to support new members? This is an important question. We are getting a little more detail now. Mentor, precisely, Tawfiq. That is a great thing. What else? I'll ask again. What does your club do to support new members? Give opportunities, very important. Support them. Amiri, that's great. Pathways training, you motivate them, have a personal connection. Perfect, motivate them. Yes. Okay, now getting a little more ahead. What are the most popular goals of your members? Most of you have been mentors, and so you know what are the most popular goals of your members. What are their goals? Why do they join the organization? For personal and professional goal, to become a better leader. Communication and leadership, yes. Took me a while to figure out what is CNL. Leadership quality, great. Is that the only popular goal? What if some of them join for communication, some of them leadership, others join for networking, others to become more confident? Exactly. Sometimes people just join for fun also. That's great. Yeah. Now, how? Now this is a very important question, and this is very important. What or how does your club check in on new members in the first 60 days? in the first 60 days, what does your club do to check in on new members? Does your club do that? This is very important, because in a prospective member journey, you need to always check what they're up to, right? So what do they do? What do you do? Pathways entry, okay. WhatsApp sharing call, how effectively I communicate, give icebreaker speeches. TMI website entry. In TMI website entry, you can always see them, but is that the only way that you check how they are? Connection, exactly. Ensure that you check they have improved. Coach and guide them. All right. Now the last question. Thinking about your club roster. Okay, you have seen your club roster. You have seen your members. Okay. What are some similarities among your members that you find? Do you find any similarities between each other? What do you find? So like some of them can be very young, some of them are only finance professionals, there are IT professionals, right? Some of them are just educators, they're all educators, that's great. Good relations. They're all nervous. Their nationality is all the same. Yeah, we like to also have diversity, right? That's also great. Their willingness to learn. Great, keep it going. Great, so now that you have developed this, right? Now I'm going to get into detailed admiration from one another. That's great. Okay. I love how everyone is also promoting their clubs in the chat. Keep that going. We like to see that discussion going on in the chat. Great going. Now I'm going to discuss about the various phases, and these questions, these answers that you gave will come in handy during that time. First one is about the awareness. All right. Now, describe a need or a want for you to search for a specific product or a service. Like, what is that need that you have? We are going to walk in the shoes of a prospective member now. Describe a need. Why is it that? Why would you search for something, right? Self-confidence. You want to gain self-confidence, so you would like to know where you can get this self-confidence, is it? Yeah. To make you better at something. That's a a stage to perform. You have seen speakers performing and you would also like to do that. You would also like to have a glimpse of what it feels to do that. That's great. Remove the fear. That's great. For me personally, as an IT professional, I used to have a hard time making technical presentations to business. So whenever I speak in the technical language, nobody used to understand. So for me, I wanted to find a platform where I could improve my communication skills. And that is where I found Toastmasters, exactly. To improve language skills. We all have many things. See, now that is the awareness phase of a prospective members. They find that they have something that they need to improve. They need a place to perform. So that is where they search for a platform to do it. So you, as your club, can discuss about where or what you can do to bring to capture the attention of the prospective members about an awareness that they have. All right. So what is this awareness phase? This is where the member or the prospective member is aware that they have a need or a problem. And then they actively research how to address their need to solve their problem. Simple, right? Awareness is very simple. Now, going further, this is the next step. Now, this is the next phase. How do you enable them to try their products? How do you do that? Like we have many services. How do you make sure that they fit what you are looking for? Say, have you tested some of the services? Like, you are aware that you have a problem. You would want to test these services, right? and you need to see whether it is useful or not. So how would you evaluate? Organize more workshops? No. What I would like to say is you're aware that you have a problem. All right. Now you need to see whether this is a great platform for you to do it or not, whether you will get the right support or not. For me, when I saw people speaking at Toastmasters, I saw an encouraging audience, a safe platform, a judgment-free zone. I knew that this was a place I had to be, where I wouldn't be judged. I would find it useful. So yes, how effective is the platform that I'm welcome for? You can see that when you can see that people are being evaluated for their performance and you like their evaluations. There is a positive environment. That's great. They invite you to be a part of their group. Exactly, precisely, great. What else? You view their past presentations, speeches, exactly. You view their social media, you see how other members are performing. You feel like you have a connection with them. And you see whether you would be a good speaker in the club. That is fantastic. So now you're evaluating the club, all right? So when you evaluate, you remember the previous presentations about the moments of truth? That really comes in handy during the members evaluation phase. They see whether the club is the right fit for you or not. Sometimes the members don't feel welcome. Sometimes they keep trying out different things as well. So what happens in the evaluation phase? They compare different products and services to one another for options. Sometimes you can see members are visiting various clubs, but they join only one specific club that they find that to be fit. So because they want to know the proof that they can deliver. So this is the evaluation phase. As you're going through the moments of truth that was discussed earlier, keep these also in mind. I'll also be giving you a PDF document. You'll be able to fill that out and we can discuss the activity. Right now, I'm asking these questions so that you're more aware about what happens during the prospective member journey. Now, the next phase, all right? Next phase, this is important. This is the join phase. When describe an experience when you're going to buy a product or a service, but you decide not to because it is a little too frustrating to buy. Is that clear? Like you decided not to because it was too frustrating to buy. Have you ever felt this feeling before? No. See, when I attended one of the, as a guest, when I attended one of the meetings, when I started attempting table topics, I realized that the audience didn't respond or clap. Would you want to join such a club where you would feel awkward? You wouldn't want to show up there again, right? So, or at the same time, after you finish your table topics, I would like someone to tell me that I did well, and these are the things that I can do to improve, right? Isn't this the kind of environment that you want? You have felt it, exactly. Many have felt it, exactly. So this is the join phase. This is where you get to do whether you will be able to commit or not. So during the join phase, it is very important. Sometimes the members will commit, but they still won't feel welcome. All right. So this is where a member induction ceremony is very important. When I had an induction ceremony, I felt like I was actually part of a club. People were welcoming me. They gave me an oath. They assigned me a mentor. They knew what exactly had to be done. I felt more welcoming as a guest to a member. I felt like a member during this join phase, during an induction ceremony. So what are you doing as a club to make sure that your prospective members commit? A straightforward process for joining that supports their decision to trust their thing. They are blessed to have another family. Some guests specifically request not to be troubled at all by speaking on table topics. Well, this is where your motivational skills come into the picture, isn't it? You may do motivational speeches but apply that in real life as well to motivate them to speak. Be bold and accept your shortcomings. All right. So during the join phase, make sure that the members do feel responsible, because if they don't, they won't commit. They will they may join now, but they will leave later. So this is very important. Now the last question in this is, what do you do for supporting your members? This is the support phase after they join. What do you do for support? For me, after I joined, the VP Education reached out to me to know my concerns, to know what my objectives are. The VP Education assigned a mentor for me who was always reachable. So support can help create a difference. What does your club do for this thing? I can see Dr. Asha Pradeep saying awards and appreciation. Very good, very good. Being in touch with them, exactly. A membership survey, giving them positive feedbacks, right? Positive at the same time, also trying to give them the points of improvements as well. Always push them, I would say motivate them. And for you to motivate them, it is very important that you know their goals. Because if you are going to just simply push them, they'll find you irritating. Don't do that. You need to motivate them to know. So that is why this is very important. Once you get to know the members' goals and aspirations, only then you will get to know in what direction you can give them the opportunities and guide them in the right direction. Exactly. So provide them with lots of opportunities, be there for support and motivate them. So in the support phase, you need to see how do members ask for help. Assign a mentor, and you can always reach out to your VP Education. The mentorship program is very important. As soon as a member joins, make sure that that member has a mentor, and this mentor-mentee relationship is great. Because if the mentor-mentee relationship is not that great, make sure that there is an assessment for it. You can find it in the Pathways mentoring program. There are sheets about it. It's very important that all the members have their mentees as well. Exactly. So how do we check? And we also see how they are checking to see if they are reaching their goals or not. Remember, I told you to ask what their goals were? Check with them again. Are you reaching your goals? If not, you can do this or you can do that. This is the support phase. And you also need to know if they are satisfied or not. You know that some members might leave the club because they don't feel satisfied, right? What are you as a club going to do to make sure they reach their goals? This is very important in the support phase. Okay. Now I know there's no breakout room here, but don't worry. The moderator will be sharing a sheet with you. Host, can you please help assist to share that sheet? This is going to be an activity. Due to time constraints, we won't be having breakout rooms. Did you all get the sheet? Yes. I hope you can see that. That's perfect. Now open that sheet. I would like you to open that sheet. No breakout room. Okay. Now we are going to be discussing about the different activities that we can do during the different phases of the member journey. All right. I hope everyone has opened I can see only one person responded saying yes. Please open that workshop. Please open that. Yes. 2 people. Okay. There are many. Great. Open that thing to page 3. In page 3, you will see a column such as this is an editable PDF. Now you as a club can work on this, especially during the moments of truth or during your membership subcommittee meeting or wherever you want to discuss this as an ExCom or as a team and see what activities you can do. Now in the awareness phase, ask yourself this question, or I'm going to ask you now. How does your club speak to the challenges or opportunities that a prospective member has? How? how does you can put it up in the chat. You can answer if you want in the chat as well to make it more engaging. I know we can't talk to each other here, but chat is a great option. Okay, I'll say it again. How does your club speak to the challenges or opportunities that a prospective member has? Or how does your club make a prospective member aware that your club can deliver on their needs and wants? What does your club do for it? Discuss with him one-on-one. Exactly. You can. That is actually the best method. Tell him that this is the great platform. Why don't you come join us as a guest and see where it goes, right? So that is a great thing, DTM Murali. Anyone else? How does your club make a prospective member aware that your club can deliver on their needs and wants? Testimonial from another member. Thank you, Elvis. By attending meetings and see how others are recognized. Guest introduction. Perfect. Awareness phase. Yes, by highlighting the exclusive features of your club that makes it stand out. Great. I'm running out of time, so I'll be a little more quick. Now, the second one in the evaluate. How does the prospective member evaluate your club? How do they evaluate your club? Or how do they expect, what do they expect before joining? Do they see that commitment to join, seeing it? Feedbacks in the meeting, exactly. This is why we have guest feedbacks, right? Perfect. So what concerns do prospective members likely have? Just discuss, what do the prospective members usually have before they join a club? They ask for timings, they ask for a mentor. Am I fit to be in this club? Whether they are in their comfort zone. Great going, Toastmaster Mariam. Are we getting benefited from joining the club? Exactly. When the VP membership reaches out to the guest, we also ask what they are trying to get, right? What is the Toastmaster Club actually? Yes. What is in it for me? Exactly. That is all the member wants to know. When a member joins, they wouldn't be waiting to serve, right? They would only be thinking about themselves. Exactly. Fees, very important. But now with online meetings, fees are not a concern at all. It's standardized all throughout. And Toastmasters International is a non-profit organization. Non-profit, not cheap, non-profit organization. We are here. This is the largest organization. Yes, meeting in the organization. Okay. Now going on to the next one. How do you ask them to join in the join phase? Support. Yes, is there support for other members and officers? You directly ask them to join. Okay, you can always directly ask them. That is also a good option. Anyone else? How do you ask them to join? Or how does a prospective member signal their commitment to join? Share personal experience always works. Share, that is a great Toastmaster Purvi Shah, great, that is a great response. Share personal experience. How to pay, that's great. Explain them how they'll get benefited, exactly. Offer to attend as a guest, and then if feel free, then join. Okay, now the last phase is the support. What does your club, you already do? What do you do to check in on their progress and steer them around the common obstacles? Now, I'm asking you these questions so that you can put in these responses over there. You can see a lot of responses on the chat. You can discuss this with your XCOM and try to incorporate that in the club meetings as well. And at the same time, you will see the resources in the same PDF document. Go through them so that you will know what exactly you can do to get all these done. All right. For the support, like I said earlier, the mentor program is very important. So going further, now the last thing, let's just chat. What is the one thing you learned from this session that you will implement in your club? Let's chat. What is the one thing that you learned? You were in the shoes of a prospective members. Now you want to do it in the next meeting itself. Yes, but what do you want to do in the next meeting? The importance of mentoring and relationships, very important. Yes. Make membership after meeting. Yeah. Create awareness for prospective members. Yes, awareness, then the rest of the journey as well. How to retain members, great. The 60-day follow-up plan with the new members. All right. Some of them are going to call me. Okay. Promote club to public. How to? That is a PR thing. You will get to know that. Yes. Invite some guests. All right. So the one thing you learned in this session is the journey of our prospective members. We have all been prospective members, but we have our own goals and visions. It is up to us. Now that we had this discussion, we got to know about the different kinds of people over there for this thing. All right. So to conclude, what is next? I want you all to take that workshop. I mean, moderator, can you please share that again? Maybe it is lost in the chat. What I would love for you to do is take that workshop book, discuss it with the XCOM, fill in that different stages of what they go through, as well as the resources that you can do. You can always check the links in the thing so that you get more ideas on where you can get these resources. And last but not the least, and it is very important, is that always have a mentor-mentee support system in your club. I can't emphasize on how important this is, because I have seen a lot of clubs where they take this for granted. The mentors don't reach out to the mentees at all. The mentees don't reach out to the mentors. Please ensure that they coexist together, because this is one of the strongest things for a member, that they have someone that they can always look out for. So that concludes my session. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us, and looking forward to hearing from all of you. Over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Hopefully all of you got crystal clear ideas about the journey of a prospective member in the area of Toastmasters. Thanks a lot for presenting an excellent workshop, DTM Alan Paul. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation. Let's go ahead and learn some tech picks from our tech-savvy distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan Barreto. He is a certified trainer, public speaker, behavioral assessor, and a passionate Toastmaster. He works as a group manager, project management office at Al Sayar Holding, based in Kuwait. He joined Toastmasters in August 2017, and in a short period has completed CC, CL 4 times, ALV, club sponsor, club mentor, 5 paths in the Pathways education system, and is currently pursuing Path 6. He served as club president, VP education, area director, and is currently the immediate past Division F director for District 20. He achieved DTM status in June 2020. He was awarded the prestigious District Toastmaster of the Year for the year 2018-19 during DTAC 2020. Let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of virtual applause, distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan Barreto to lead the workshop, Technology for Hybrid Meetings.
Leaders of District 20. Let's start with a small and short poll. In this poll, what I want to understand from my audience is, how many of you all have attended a hybrid meeting before? So I'm getting interesting results. A majority of you have not attended a hybrid meeting. Almost 81% have not attended a hybrid meeting. Well, guess what? After this session, you can officially say, I have attended a hybrid meeting, because you are in a hybrid meeting. You don't believe me? I have already set up a hybrid meeting for you. It is organized by none other than one of my clubs, Kuwait Challengers. Unfortunately, I don't seem to see many members in the physical meeting. What's going on there?
Good morning, District 20 leaders and DTM Cajetan. And welcome to Kuwait Challengers Toastmasters hybrid meeting. If you are unable to see anybody at the meeting room right now, it's because the meeting has just started and most of the members are at the entrance, and Sergeant at Arms is checking their mobile for the Immune app to see if they are vaccinated so that they can enter this premises for the meeting.
I see. So it means you are only allowing people who have been fully immunized, is it?
Yes, that's to follow the norms that is required.
You mean to say even the president has not come for the meeting?
No, he hasn't. He's at an event and I'm hoping and looking forward to him attending this meeting. This being the first meeting, he should be present here. I'm sure he will attend.
All right. For the other audience members, I apologize. I am the president. I am supposed to be there, but I am conducting this session for you. That's all what it means to be a leader, to help others. But Priscilla, let me do something more interesting. Why don't I bring the entire district to your hybrid meeting? Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be excellent.
All right.
To have 184 members at our hybrid meeting would be an amazing thing.
Let's see how we can do that. But before we get into the hybrid meeting, let us first of all understand what a hybrid meeting is. And to do that, I have a simple presentation explaining to you the concepts, why hybrid meeting, what it means for us going forward in Toastmasters. Let's dive into it. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Cajetan Barreto. I have multiple hobbies. Photography is one of my hobbies. In fact, when I was attending Toastmaster meetings earlier in person, I used to always carry a camera with me, and for contests, division contests, area contests, and people used to come and ask me, "Are you the official photographer? Here, take my picture." And besides photography, I'm also a certified trainer and a certified kettlebell trainer too. Those of you who don't know kettlebells, it is some kind of an exercise. But since COVID happened, most of my time has gone into the third part, which is my YouTube channel, where I create content to help Toastmasters get their heads wrapped around this whole thing about online meetings, how to be effective, how to deliver an effective presentation where you're online. To get the best out of this training, keep your microphone muted. I will invite you all to speak at the right time. Please use the speaker view because I don't have any presentations to share, and any queries you have, please put them in the chat. What do I mean by use speaker view? On the top of your window, there is something called speaker view and gallery view. Try to keep it on speaker view, please. This training, I have a support trainer. Her name is Priscilla Dias. You just met her in the hybrid meeting. She is part of my training. She is currently the VPPR of Kuwait Challengers, and by profession, she is a cake artist. In fact, while this meeting was going on, she was busy preparing a cake for a client. And she will rush to it once this session is over. So let's get to it. So what is a hybrid meeting? Essentially, a hybrid meeting is a combination of people meeting in person and other people meeting online. I recently did this hybrid meeting that you see a picture here in one of the corporate clubs, DR United. I am their club mentor, and I wanted to write an article for Toastmasters. They had reached out to me and said, Kaji, can you write an article on hybrid meetings? So I created this setup to, first of all, take nice pictures to include in the article, but also to make sure that the technology is right, that I've got everything that I'm talking about in that article spot on. It was a beautiful meeting. It's available on YouTube for those of you who want to see it. But going forward, the idea of hybrid meetings will have to change. And I'm talking about this not only from the perspective of Toastmasters, but the life that I see in the corporate world as well. I run an IT department, and we are now doing multi-million-dollar projects. And all of them are either a combination of online or hybrid. A team of people will sit around one room here in Kuwait, talking to another team, for example, in Poland. And now this is a concept of a hybrid meeting, because physical people meet sitting physically in one place, a group of people sitting physically maybe another place. Maybe our CIO is joining us from Dubai online. So I consider hybrid meeting not in the strict definition of physical and online, but a mixture of physical and online. So the group of people here, a group of people there, some joining only online, some sitting around in a room, some sitting around in the, let's say, a boardroom, and so forth. That is our future now, my friends. And there is a reason for that. We have learned so much in the last 1 year. We have figured out, actually, it's more effective, especially for back office people like IT, finance, HR. Do we really need to go to office anymore? That's another topic, another discussion. But if you are working, you're going to office, and if you have a back office job that requires you to sit on a computer and do your task, my friends, that job is changing. If you like it or not, Corona has made it by force. It has accelerated the way employers see how we should be doing work. And even if it is a work that required you to meet face-to-face with a person, like customer, even that is changing. We are building systems now where a customer can, let's say, buy a car, visit a showroom from his computer, and there will be a virtual showroom, a virtual salesman sitting maybe in his office, in his home, explaining to the customer how to buy use the car. And that's why this session is very important for us, because we need to adapt it to Toastmasters too. We need to start picking up the skills of hybrid meeting. And as we start getting immunized and meeting in person, hybrid meeting is something we should all start exploring. Not only because of Toastmasters, as I said, because it has such an impact in our life at work. So what do you need to conduct a hybrid meeting? Anybody can put in the chat, what is the technology that we need to conduct a hybrid meeting? Let's hear some answers. Camera. Yeah, you need a camera. Mic, good internet, Wi-Fi, voice system, solid internet. So internet, I think, is the first point, and that's right. You need a laptop with internet, a good internet, as all of you have said. But as we will see, beyond that, everything is optional. You don't have to think that you need the best technology to conduct a hybrid meeting. Yes, we do need a microphone. We'll come to that. We need a speaker so that the people sitting in the room should be able to hear the people talking online very clearly. That's why you need a speaker. You need cameras so that the people, you, audience, should be able to see Priscilla. She's in the hybrid meeting right now, in the hybrid room. And you need a display because all of you should be visible to the people who are sitting in that room. So that is the components of a hybrid meeting. The snacks, unfortunately, as you mentioned, is only for the people who are sitting there. And hopefully we don't eat those snacks while the meeting is going on, because the virtual audience or the online audience will feel very sad and they'll run to their kitchen. And we don't want that. If you think about it, a laptop has all of those 5 components that I just mentioned. I mean, it's a laptop with internet, but it has a camera. Most of the laptops have camera. And if you look at Priscilla, this camera is from the laptop, actually. I have not added any special camera. I just put the laptop in front of her face, and so she's using that camera. It has a display. She can see us on that display. It has a speaker, because when I speak, she can hear from the laptop. And it has a microphone. But the idea is that simply using a laptop in a hybrid setup in a big room might not work. And I'm sure you know why. Even though it is capable of conducting a hybrid meeting, why do you think a laptop on its own would not be sufficient? Let's hear some answers in the chat. Hard to hear because the speaker is very tiny on that laptop, not many people can hear it. Hard to see also because the screen is very small. We may not be able to see everything, and members won't be visible. Quality of sound might be bad. Even the microphone might be bad. If people are speaking from a distance, we may not be able to hear that clearly. So what do we do? What is the minimum that as a club that we can do? As you saw in the previous example of a corporate club, they have all the equipment in place because they are a company. But as corporate club, as a community club, we can't afford that. We need to be able to go to a room, a location, and quickly set up, not waste too much time, and not become sound engineers and visual experts and broadcast engineers. We just want to go as simple as possible, set up the meeting and be up and ready. And the easiest, this minimum that in my opinion you need is to take care of the microphone and the sound, because sound is so important in any situation in an online meeting. And so here I have a device that Priscilla will demonstrate to you now, that she has connected to the laptop. Maybe she can't see it properly. Yeah. Okay, let me show it on the bigger screen. Okay. So that's a very small device. It doesn't cost much, but that's the only investment in this case you will see is required to conduct this meeting. So we have eliminated the microphone and the speaker and replaced it with that device. And with that, we can essentially conduct a meeting. So the camera is taken care of, that's from the laptop. So only issue will be the display, and we'll get to that. So you can think about going to your hybrid meeting with a laptop and that small device and start the meeting. Okay, so now if that is the minimum requirement, let's see how a hybrid meeting would actually work in practice. So as you can see in this screen, Priscilla is here. You can imagine a couple of people sitting on the sofa. If this is an actual meeting room, maybe they'll be sitting in chairs, but the room would be about this size, maybe a little more, but not very big, right? So this is an example of in terms of dimensions, what a location, physical location will look like. She has let me remove myself from the spotlight so you can see it better. So she has a laptop here. I have placed it a little high so that it is at the eye level, at her eye level, and the device is next to her. So that's the connections as of now. And as we can see, we should be able to have a reasonably decent connection and communication. Priscilla, can you say something so that we can all hear you?
Good morning once again, and welcome back. We are still waiting because our Sergeant at Arms is very particular and is ensuring that we have just the members who have been vaccinated in this room.
Okay, so you might be asking, why are there two views? There is a view which shows the entire audience, and there is one view which is showing only Priscilla. Now, as I have mentioned to you, the view that you see of Priscilla is from the laptop. That's the laptop camera. And for the other view, which you can see here, what I have done is really, I have connected a mobile device to this meeting. And if you see in the participant list, if those of you who know how to check participants, if you see Priscilla, there are two logins. One is called Priscilla, which is the co-host, she's running the meeting. The other one is the audience view, which is actually just a mobile device, but it is not connected with sound so that there is no echo. So we can see the audience and we can see whoever is in the room, and that's it. The final bit of thing that we might want to do is connect that laptop to some display. So those who are sitting around the sofa might be able to see all of us on the screen. So you can consider maybe if you have a TV in the room, that would be great. Or you could carry a projector as we used to do in the old days. And so as she switches on the TV, you will see yourself on the TV. So please make sure that you switch on your cameras so you appear in the hybrid meeting right in our living room. There, you can see the entire audience in the gallery view. So everyone, the people sitting in the room can see what's going on in online meeting. And now we can conduct a hybrid meeting. Priscilla has some ideas in mind. She wants to conduct with you all table topics. Due to time restrictions, 2 lucky members will be able to speak in this hybrid meeting. And I would like to see you all raise your hands and take part. And I'll hand over to Priscilla to conduct the table topic session.
Welcome once again, members of District 20 and any guests attending this hybrid meeting. I see DTM Murli, his hands raised to take up this table topic. Quick table topic session. We all know we have 1 to 2 minutes with 30 seconds grace. And I'd like to now read out the topic for DTM Murli.
And I will be the timer for this. Murali, you look at my screen. I will be the timer. I will give you 1 to 2 minutes.
Well, DTM Murli, your question is, online meetings can never replace physical meetings. Online meetings can never replace physical meetings.
Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, I partly agree with this, but not totally, because physical meetings have got its own advantages. However, with the pandemic, as we can't do anything, this online meeting is the best alternative meetings. As a person who is now away from my home district, sitting in Hyderabad, I feel online meetings is a blessing in disguise, because I'm able to get connected from all over the world. Like I attend meetings sometime. Just after this meeting, I'll be in a meeting in UK. After that, again in the afternoon, I'll be joining the Bahrain, Kuwait CBOT. Then again, I will be in another meeting. So online meetings overall is the best in the present scenario. However, the physical meetings has got its own advantages, but the best part of online meeting is you don't need to move out of your house. You can stay there, get connected, get into many meetings, and overall, you can have a wide range of horizontal experience where you learn and you can see a lot of people attending the meeting, learn from them. Overall, I would say with the present situation, which we don't have a choice, online meetings are the best and the new normal. And I advise and I request all the people who say that online meetings is not good. Once you attend, it's like an Emirates Airlines. Once you travel with us, you will always travel with us. In the same way, online meetings are the best. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Murli, for that wonderful table topics. Yes, I agree. We can stay at home and enjoy online meetings without having to move out. That has been very consoling for me so that I don't have to drive in this heat. And for our next question, for our next topic, anyone? Can I have the moderator help me? Yes, we have Toastmaster Dinesh raise his hand. Toastmaster Dinesh, the topic for you is online meetings allow us to experience cultures around the world. Online meetings allow us to experience cultures around the world. Over to you, Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Priscilla. I fully agree with your statement that online meeting allowed the various culture to learn. Since the pandemic came, we all moved from physical to the online meeting. And it's give a huge opportunity, especially I can say my case, and even everyone get the opportunity to connect with each and every meetings in various countries around the world. So it beneficial to everyone and particularly me too a lot beneficial. We no need to go to the drive the car and attend the various different locations we have the club. I think it is a good opportunity to be the online meeting, and many of us main things we get the networking with the various countries. That was not possible ever during the physical meeting. Even we are not able to move the another club in the nearby the town, and now we are moving worldwide. As DTM Murli, our previous speaker, told, now he after this meeting he is going to attend one meeting in the UK, and after he will attend many USA because he round the clock on the meeting since he left the Kuwait. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh, for that attempting that table topic. Yes, culture, of course, has played a big role in us attending the online meetings, all the way from Canada to Malaysia. All the meetings have been really wonderful, and knowing how Toastmaster meetings are held all over the world. And now we have our president of Kuwait Challengers Toastmasters Club, who has entered our hybrid meeting row. Finally, Sergeant at Arms has allowed him in. That's because the Immune app shows green, and that is how he is able to attend the meeting. So welcome to President DTM Kajetan. How about you taking the next table topic?
Certainly.
Well, the topic for you, since you've been in hybrid meetings and conducting them all over the world, in Canada and all, I would like to ask you, how will online or hybrid meetings change the way we live?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, and my fellow Toastmasters and District 20 leaders. Hybrid meetings or online meetings will not only change, they have already changed. As I mentioned earlier in my session, all projects that don't require you to physically drive all the way to office is now being done from home. Google recently announced that most of its employees could continue working from home, no problem. Recently, another large audit firm in UK announced that all of its 20,000 employees will be able to work from home forever. That means we need to equip ourselves to be more effective online, more effective in a hybrid meeting, whatever the situation may be. We know that we don't have to go driving all the way to office to get job done. It's our mind that is important, how we apply it. So my friends, hybrid meetings, online meetings, whatever you want to call it, it is not only our current situation, but it is our future. Let's get into it. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, DTM Kajetan, for that wonderful table topic, for convincing us that it is time that we get into online meetings and, more importantly, hybrid meetings where we can come together and yet have many all over the world attend our meetings. With that, I hand over to the trainer.
So that was a quick explanation of what a hybrid meeting is, how you can do it as a club, whether you want to go do it in a location from your home, it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of thinking about it, that from one person sitting in front of the computer, you can just expand it to make it a couple of people. And like that, we will adapt to what's happened to us and what will happen to us in future. I have exactly 3 minutes more in my allotted time. If there are any questions, I will be more than happy to address those questions. You can unmute yourself. I have allowed that, or you can put in the chat and I will take care of it.
Yes, DTM Kajetan, I have a question. I am Dinesh Kumar Pal, President of SSP Kuwait Toastmasters Club. Can I go ahead? Yeah, yes. I would like to ask, when you moved from your virtual screen to the physical room hybrid meeting, when Toastmaster Priscilla offered you the table topic, that time what device you used to speak? The same what device using laptop? You spoke from that or any other device?
Okay, so the device, as I explained to you, was this is the only investment the club might have to make. It's a small device called Anchor, but this is not the only device you can think of. This was just a suggestion. They cost around $100, so maybe 30 BD, 30 to 40 KD BD. That's the investment you have to make to really get into the hybrid meeting. They have very powerful microphones that you can hear from across the room. And the sound also is very powerful. So when we speak in that room, we can hear it clearly, whoever is sitting anywhere at any distance.
Thank you.
So as I just explained to Bharat, he says, will it be expensive to conduct hybrid meeting? Absolutely not. All you need is a laptop and a device like that, right? So we are talking about investing 30 KD or something like that one time. And of course, if you want to see it on the screen, then if you all had a projector, as we used to have in the old days, you could carry the projector to the meeting room and display it on the wall. That's about it. Nothing else you need to conduct a hybrid meeting. My thanks to those who don't know, by the way, of course, you would have guessed by now, Priscilla is my wife, and that was our living room. And my thanks to her for helping me out in creating this scenario.
Is there time for another question?
Yes, there is only for one question before I run out of time. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So now we have seen an example of a scenario where the physical location where multiple people are present, there are two cameras. One is in the laptop and one is the one that covers the whole room.
Right.
But in a typical Toastmasters meeting, once all the lockdowns are opened and everything goes back to normal, those clubs which continue to have meetings but on a hybrid basis, not completely physical, but hybrid. For them, it would be important to have more than two cameras, depending upon which part of the meeting we are talking about.
Yes, so when it comes to cameras, as I mentioned to you, the other camera was nothing but your mobile device. I simply connected to the meeting through a mobile device. So you could connect 2 mobiles, 3 mobiles, just make sure that you don't enable the audio so that there is no echo, and you are good to go.
Right. So when the committee, which is at the head table, is speaking, for them, you have a separate device and
yes, absolutely. And the host basically can simply switch the spotlight, you can just say replace spotlight and then show the other view. and then replace the spotlight and show the other view. And that's how the audience will see. All right. And finally, there was one question I wanted to answer was that, what about internet bandwidth? Very important. As of now, in my case, I'm using a 5G connection. That's why everything looks smooth. So that should be, you should have a 5G router, in my opinion, to get a good hybrid meeting. And now that is pretty common, both in Bahrain as well as in Kuwait. I don't see that as an issue. All right, thank you very much. With that, hand over to the Master of Ceremony. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Amazing, distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan. We all could pick some classic tips from your innovative workshop. Oh, and let me not forget Toastmaster Priscilla, who supported the hybrid meetings workshop. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation, DTM Cajetan. Thanks a lot, leaders. We will wait to see you all return with another awesome workshop session soon in yet another District 20 event. Ladies and gentlemen, so what's next? Attention, please. The new club officers who have not registered for the afternoon training sessions, you're still lucky to register. Check the chat for Zoom links and make sure that you're all in. It's a double bonus. You will get your learning and the DCB point. So aren't you all excited about the training sessions? Don't you all want to know more about who is going to lead the training sessions? As Jack Welch said, good leaders create vision, articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion. Dears, it's my real honor to present before you 7 such wonderful leaders who will be handling the training sessions today afternoon. Distinguished Toastmaster PK Kasanathan, President. He has been a Toastmaster for over 19 years, a charter member of Tasker Toastmasters and Krypton Advanced Toastmaster, a fellow of the Institution of Engineers, India, a chartered engineer of IET, UK, and a project management professional of PMI, USA. Have served as a coach, mentor, and Gables Club counselor, conducted leadership workshops and training, delivered motivational speeches and technical seminars. Currently a member of Tasker Toastmasters and Santa Mil Toastmasters and a superintendent engineer at ALBA. Thank you for supporting us, DTM Kasanathan. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation. Next, we have DTM Faraz Farooq for VPE, a chartered accountant by profession and a public speaker by preference. Speech contest winner in all categories at Toastmasters Club, area, division, and district levels. Enjoys being a mentor, coach for aspiring public speakers. His aim in life is to leave behind useful knowledge that could benefit humanity and himself for eternity. Thank you for supporting us, DTM Faraz. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation. Next, we have DTM Murli Manohar for VPM. Started his Toastmaster journey from May 2013. There is no arena of Toastmaster that he has not made a mark of. Club officers role, district level officers roles, coach, and many more. He's the proud title holder of Double DTM, Traditional and Pathways. Member of 7 clubs in 3 districts, loves to learn, avid reader, and holds more than 12 degrees. Professionally, a corporate trainer, coach, mentor, promotes medical tourism, a motivational writer, motivational speaker, and broadcaster. He runs an insurance brokerage services, Kuwait and in India, and real estate ventures, Hyderabad, India. Thank you for supporting us, DTM Murli. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation. Toastmaster Sana Fatma for VPPR. BBPR Timber Talkers, CGD program of District 20, electronic engineering graduate, IT consultant and student of data analytics and education. She believes that essence of life is to learn new things each day and impart that knowledge to others. Thank you for supporting us, Toastmasters Son of Fatima. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation. Next, we have DTM Fatma Abdo for secretary, a motivational speaker, a certified trainer, and passionate person. By profession, she is an ELT supervisor. She got an honorary doctorate in motivation and self-improvement from the World University in Delaware, USA in 2016. Member of the Arab Union for Educational Training, she has taken several leadership roles in Toastmasters. Thank you so much for supporting us, DTM Fatma. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation. Next, we have DTM Sanjeev Mohapatra for treasurer, Toastmaster for 11 years, member of First Diva DTM TMC, past area and division director, chartered accountant by profession, working in an investment bank. Thank you so much for supporting us, DTM Sanjeev. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation. Last but not least, we have DTM Meenakshi Sundaram for Surgeon at Arms, Toastmaster for 14 years, member of ICAB, KAT, and St. Emil Toastmasters. DTAC 2019 first place runner in International Speech Contest, chartered accountant and management accountant by qualification, CFO by profession, Toastmaster and John Maxwell team certified trainer and coach by passion, blogger by choice. Thank you so much for supporting us, DTM Meenakshi. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and certificate of appreciation. That was the role of our trainers. Wishing you all good luck. Once again, let me welcome our DDD DTM Suresh Babu to deliver the vote of thanks. DTM Suresh Babu.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Good morning once again, fellow Toastmasters. It's time to recognize and appreciate people who have contributed to make this event a very grand success. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a gift and not giving to the person. So it's time to recognize and appreciate the people who contributed tremendously to make this event a very successful one. Thank you, Toastmasters Fiji, for being an event chair for this COT event. Thank you very much for your wonderful contribution. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. DTM Srinivas, Education Head. Thank you so much for your wonderful contribution towards our event. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. You can skip the slide, that's for me. Thank you.
No, we should not skip the slide. Let me take this on your behalf. Thank you so much, DTM Suresh Babu, for accepting to be the first division to conduct this COT. It was not easy. I know we started even before you are formally as DDD. So thank you so much and appreciate all of your efforts during this COT organization. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Abdullah. Thank you. Toastmaster Navinan, thank you so much for being the registration head. We appreciate all your work. Please accept the certificate of appreciation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad Vikar, for your tireless work ethics. Your tremendous contribution made this event a grand success. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. He is another hero in our team, Toastmaster Prabodha Sarangi, for coordinating wonderfully for this event. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. Thank you, Toastmaster Madhu Pondian, for accepting to be the Sergeant at Arms at the last minute, I can say. Wonderfully done. Thank you so much. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. Our MC today, Toastmaster Athira, you really rocked the show. Please accept the certificate of appreciation. Toastmaster Elangovan, thank you for your timely help. Thank you very much for your timing role. We really appreciate your effort today. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. Thank you, Toastmaster Ali Madan, for being one of the moderators and helping with our team. Please kindly accept our certificate of appreciation. Thank you again, Toastmaster Muhammad Vikar, for your contribution towards as IT moderator. Please accept the certificate of appreciation. Thank you, Toastmaster Rajamanikam, for being part of the team and being able to do your work as IT moderator for this event. Thank you so much. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Prabodha, for heading the IT department. Thank you so much for making this event a wonderfully successful one. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Taufik, for being our IT moderator and secretary. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. Thank you so much. Thank you, Toastmaster Amu Ramesh, for being IT moderator for treasurer. We really appreciate your role today. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. Thank you, Toastmaster Divya Ramesh, for being the IT moderator for Sergeant at Arms. We really appreciate your role today. Please accept our certificate of appreciation. Thank you one and all for your contribution and being part of this wonderful event. Back to Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, DTM Suresh Babu. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions, as quoted by Oliver Holmes Jr., the American jurist. Fellow Toastmasters, stretch your mind, expand your reach, and change the world. I hope what you experienced today will enrich and motivate you to fly high in your Toastmasters journey. Now, please energize yourself with a homemade or ordered lunch and get ready to enjoy the learning of the second session. Unheard melodies are sweeter, so don't miss even a minute of it. Stay in tune with COT 1, hosted by District 20, powered by Division D. COT 1 continues, and you all log in to the respective Zoom links provided earlier exactly by 3:20 p.m. With great pleasure, this is your MC Toastmaster Atra Menon signing off.
Let's have a photograph. Let's have a photography session. Open cameras, everyone, with virtual background. I will share with you.
Who's clicking now?
Who's clicking now?
Everyone is smiling and waiting for something to happen.
DTM Khalid Abdullah. DTM Khalid Abdullah.
Vikar, please say 1, 2, 3 and then click.
Yeah, dear Vikar, I will send you my separate photo. Okay, I'm in the car, so I will send you separate. Edit.
Take care. Drive safely.
Okay.
Let everyone is on the camera. So some of them are going blank.
Allah, we need to see your video, not virtual background.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I can't right now.
Okay. No mushkil.
How are you, Manari? Miss you.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Is anybody taking?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yes. Done.
The moderator
done.
may be taking.
No, Vikar is taking.
Vikar, okay. Vikar has been posting regularly the agenda, virtual background, agenda.
Vikar, I am driving, but I'm smiling, no?
You can
Sajita,
see
me
it.
too. I'm smiling also.
You
Yeah,
could have
we are
put your
smiling. You have to say stop, no? So we will stop.
Sajit, you could have put like our Dinesh Kumar Pal, a virtual background with you in the screen.
Vikar, is it finished?
It's done.
Hi,
I assume it's
Srinivas.
done.
Happy to see you. Hi, Sridhar.
Very good. So, guys, a great morning session, great educational session, and almost on time.
Thank you, Srinivas.
Yeah, almost on time. I was wondering maybe it will go late, but it was on like only 10 minutes. It's
Just
okay.
10 minutes, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Such a long, such a full fun-filled program, 10 minutes is okay. So let's see you all in the afternoon.
Congratulations to our PQD for his first event being grand success.
Yes.
Toastmaster
DTM Khalid
Srinivas.
Abdullah.
Yes.
It has been done without the support of everyone.
Should I share my GPS to send me the talabat or?
Head of Education Srinivas, now that I got the certificate, Do I
Yes.
need to come and give the session?
Yeah.
No.
No, there also will give you another special certificate. So here in
Talabat.
No, if you don't attend, you'll not get the point registration for pot.
Second session will start the 3:30 exact or before 3:30?
3:20.
3:15 it will open. So you can.
Yeah. Thank you.
And there are some, they are saying they are not able to get the link in the email. I told when you hit the register button, the link is there after that, immediately in the same screen. Just copy that if it is not coming to your email ID.
Okay.
Just remember to register with your email ID that is in TI, because that's where your attendance would be marked.
I think since one week it is going on circulating, how people doesn't get the link, even the group and the emails.
It happens.
I think there is some issue. Otherwise, I have been getting like anything. Everyone who was registered.
Yeah.
With the integrity, I've got it.
There's a question from somebody that if you want to attend 2 sessions, no, the answer is you cannot attend 2 sessions because both are running simultaneously.
No, you can be like Khalid Abdullah having 2 systems.
2 devices. Yeah, you can log in on 2
devices.
No, he has more than 2 systems. He's having more than 2 systems.
No. You can always log in incognito mode, not just 2, 3, 4, any sessions.
It depends on the number of devices that you have.
As usually Toastmaster Srinivas do. As usually Toastmaster Srinivas do, and he create the echo.
No, only on one device, only on your laptop. You can log into incognito mode, not just once, twice, thrice, 4.
Please don't teach this to Khalid Abdullah. He's a backup device.
No, there won't be any echo.
Echo coming from.
It's coming from Toastmaster Srinivas.
No, echo will not be there. There won't be any echo. For a fact that when you open one incognito mode, only that mode will be active. The other incognito modes will be on mute.
Oh, okay.
We will have that in the next session.
Yeah. Bye everybody. Hearty congratulations.
Everyone.
No, TM Moni, to answer your question simultaneously. TM Moni, to answer your question, it's simultaneous.
Yeah. DTM Khalid Abdullah has got 4 systems. Today being Friday, he has taken away his children and wife's mobile also.
No, serious. I'm serious. There was a question whether the sessions are simultaneous. I'm answering yes, it is going to be held simultaneously.
Yeah. Seven breakout rooms.
Yes.
And no need to stretch yourself out. So if you attend one session and you are a member of the next
credit
club and
is
another
given.
club, the credit would be given. So let's
All the
have
roles will
quality
get
over
credit.
quantity. Yeah,
Yes,
let's have a
all the
quality
roles will
over
get
there.
credit, yeah.
Do one role, but do it perfectly.
Exactly. And you can always come with a makeup session. And if you know Arabic like BTM Murli, you can attend tomorrow as well.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Ana easy.
Toastmaster Prabodh, I can still see the record button. It's live still.
It is.
Yeah, stop please.
You can stop it, yeah.
Will